Hello. Uh, I just thought I needed to turn on the camera for some reason, and I followed the feeling. So, how are you doing? How's it going? How do you feel? Like how do you really feel? You know, life can be very, very tough. So, I'm here. That's all I can do. So, if uh, if you're feeling sad about something, remember that if something hurts, like a traumatic memory, for example, something is painful to think about, then I advise, like, when the thought comes up, when you're like, oh god damn it, I feel this again, and you feel it in your body, that this you hate thinking about this because it's a traumatic memory, then just relax into it. Like, it's coming, like, okay, I got some time, I don't need to be doing something right now. If you do, then see if you can pause that for just a moment, or keep going, whatever. But just see that you respect the feeling when it comes, and just sit with it. I used to have, well, still very faintly, but I used to have a traumatic memory about a my first psychedelic trip that I had with truffle, and it wasn't terrible, but it was I lost my cool, and I panicked, and then I found, of course, that was exactly what I needed to feel, because then I realized what my coping mechanism was when I was panicking, and how this how I can still easily panic about this, and I needed to ground myself better. All of these reasons, of course, were great, but the experience was still traumatic. And when I feel that, I think, okay, relax. Where's the pain? Like, what hurts most to think about? Now this, well, then I think, specifically, I sort of feel into the pain. I edge into it with thoughts, and then see how my body reacts, and just be with it. Just like you have to be with a crying child that's just crying because it's hurt, for example. It's hurt in any way, but it's just hurt. You just have to be there. You don't have to do something. You have to show that you're present, and you're willing to sit with it. And in this same way, you should treat, of course, your inner child, as you may have heard before, but just treat yourself this way. When you're feeling when you're with a traumatic memory, in this case, then being able to sit with yourself and just think about it, like, okay, this is how I feel, and just be, okay, yeah, that was pretty hard for me to feel. That was a hard shock. And just accept the feeling, accept yourself, and be with it. And then eventually you will find, again and again and again, when you think about it, it will be less and less and less painful. This thought that I had about this traumatic experience was really painful to think about. Like, when I thought about it, I was like, and I just wanted to, like, crawl into a ball and die, or like, I just wanted to. And then I often grabbed for any coping mechanism that was in reach, because it couldn't handle the feeling, and that's understandable, because the only way you're gonna handle it is by being with it and staying with the feeling. So when you feel it, just relax into it. Don't rush. Just sit until naturally you think about it, and you don't have the instant pain reaction, and you just breathe out, and then you get back up and you continue. And congratulations, because you've now looked after you and your inner child. That's extremely important. Else, every time you think that thought, it's gonna hurt again. And It's gonna keep hurting because every time your child cries, you're like, no, 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 don't cry, stop crying, seriously, stop, I don't have time for you, and then you just go. That's how you handle that. When you just have the thought, you feel the feeling, and then you choose to not even bother with it and try to cope with it immediately. That's like saying, okay, you want some ice cream, so you stop crying, and that's not how you fix trauma. That's how you patch it. That's how you cope with it. And coping only makes it's coping mechanisms and coping with the feeling like that by trying to cover it with something else. It's only gonna make it fester and last longer. So love yourself, and that's all I think I should have shared. So thank you for listening.